Sidewalk over here, just up the road here.
They're not very helpful.
Good evening, everybody. We'll be getting going here in just a minute. We're getting everybody settled in. The press being ready. Okay, good evening, everybody. It's 5:31 and we will call the city council meeting of April 18th to order. Those present going to the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in with us. Here at City Hall tonight, we have Councilman Howard, Councilman Diakos, Councilman Merja, Utility Clerk Shauna Jamison, Finance or Clerk Brownfelder, Melody from the Accounta, and Rich Lusky are here. Our condolences go out to Councilman Kukoli on the loss of her mother last week, and we wish her well, and we'll hold the fort down until you get back to Montana, Sarah. First item tonight would be the approval of the minutes from our 4 April meeting.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman D and a second from Councilman Merja. Any questions, corrections, or additions? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. We're gonna take care of. We know you're out of state. We have your dates. Anybody else? Steve? I may go, but I haven't been able to find a hotel room yet in Washington DC for the event I'm supposed to be at, so I may not go. If I were to go, it would be later in May. So we'll go there. Nothing on the old business, which brings us to new business, and we have a pay request from Prospect Construction for the progress that they've made over there. You can see that Colette has laid it out for us. I would take a motion to pay.
So moved.
I have a motion from Councilman D and a second from Councilman Howard. Councilman Howard, are you getting the email updates from the engineers? We should have, I think we'll have one in the morning for our meeting tomorrow.
Okay. At 10:30, I can't make that one.
Imagine that, but if there's an email, I'll make sure it gets in your hands. And he does have your personal email address.
I'll be in Wolf Creek.
Okay.
So
We are here tomorrow.
it's
so.
this current payment due, right?
Yes.
Yep. When I first opened it and I looked at that bottom number, I'm like, that's our first payment.
No, that's not our first payment. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We will get that processed and paid. Item 2 is the vote on the 3 board appointments, and I would take a motion for that.
So moved.
I have a motion from Councilman D,
I will second it.
a second from Councilman Merja. These 4 ladies or individuals were at the DNRC tree.
5.
We're at the DNRC tree event here in Choteau, and actually approached us about taking that. And Sarah's an incumbent, but she's going to be more of a council representative as well. But
So these terms will end April 30th, 2026.
yes,
3 years.
they would be 3 years.
No, so Sarah's gonna be kind of a council representative, but it says there's only 3 positions available. And there's 4
Because
others.
Sarah's appointment still stands.
Okay,
Yeah, so we have 4 applicants for 3 positions. Typo,
It's a typo.
point them all.
So it says Street and Sidewalk Committee, 3 positions: Sarah, Corleen, Karen Horn, Jill Owen, and Jennifer Swanson.
did you? Give a code.
It's a 5-member board and there's 5 members there, so,
Okay.
And all the terms had expired.
yep, so let's just,
And so we aren't
Okay.
staggering at all.
no, it is it's a typo, and no, because I would imagine someone will move and then we'll get them staggered.
Okay.
That would be the best, that would be my suggestion, is to take all 5 of them appointed for the 3-year term and go from there.
Okay. And did we solicit this anywhere other than, they
No,
were at that
they came to
DNRC
us.
But have we put out anywhere that these positions came up or,
There, every year we put out a board opening and have people apply.
and where do those usually get posted?
Here at City Hall or out through word of mouth, or I haven't put it on Facebook in a while, but.
Okay.
The fact that these people walked in and said, we want to do this.
Yeah, you're not gonna turn them away or
Yeah,
anything,
in a
but
day and age where serving on a board is difficult, no, I would gladly take them, so. All in favor,
I,
opposed? We will get them appointed and duly sworn in. We, on the agenda, we had discussion on vote for May council meeting dates, but I am not going to Bozeman now for the stuff, so I will be around, so if it's okay with you guys, we would go ahead and go May 2. That night at 5:30, be the first Tuesday.
keep to the standard.
Be the standard, it'd just be the standard format. Rather than try and change it so that, and go, during that week, Tom, Shauna, and Jody will be gone. And while I'm in town, I will do my best to cover telephones. Corleen is gonna come in and work a couple days. But when Corleen can't, and I'm available, I'll just forward the city hall phones to my cell phone and go through that way. So. That being said, we will just go on May 2nd. Okay,
Can I make a request that for the
Yes.
next meeting, we put July meetings on the agenda?
you
so we can
betcha.
Get that.
I like that idea. I'd
Yeah.
rather get ahead of it.
Because the 4th is the first Tuesday,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Probably a good idea.
and depending upon where we're at, we can probably pull one off
I think
on the
so.
11th for the whole month.
If we, yeah, exactly. If we need to just have
Okay.
one.
July meetings, perfect. Tom, you got that on our notes?
Yep.
Okay. Last thing would be the claims for an action item.
Move approval of the claims.
I have a motion from Councilman Deed. Looking for a second.
Second.
I have a second from Councilman Howard. You can see the majority of the claim bill is the one for Prospect.
Mhm.
Tom or Mr. Mayor, could you touch on that 1%
Oh, yeah,
prospect thing? That was just the only thing that plugged out to me and
It's
it's a mandatory holdback that we have to do as a governmental entity when we pay those guys.
Yep.
and does that eventually go back to them or is that like a tax to DOR that they keep, that DOR keeps?
I believe that goes in the final payment once there's, and correct me if I'm wrong, but once there's substantial completion of the job, they get that those 1%. Is that?
I don't know if it's substantial completion or just
I
completion.
think it is just
Completion.
completion.
But
Okay.
it does end up going back to them.
Yeah.
So they're just, the state's acting as an escrow kind of situation.
Yeah. And
It's a small insurance policy so that they.
Yeah.
Stick around and get it done.
Yep.
And don't leave money on the table. Yep,
Thank you.
because we did that with the sewage treatment plant. I think that one was actually 2 or 3%.
Yeah. It's standard. We did it with Boland last year too.
Yeah. Well, and
They miss one street cleanup or something, we got enough money to go back and.
Yeah.
Deal with that. It's not a, talking about the 5%, things for the big one. They're
Yeah.
gonna do everything they can to get that one back.
Sure.
May all questions?
I'll call it.
Those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Opposed? You will pay the bills. Reports tonight. Failed EU4 insurance quotes, no driver's license, a careless, improper backing, and a failed to notify of an accident. City court had 10 cases last month, for the month of March. Jody's reports there, all is good. Tom, got four of them in. And you got more pending,
Yeah, so that was just for March,
March, yeah.
and basically I had none for January, or February, but I already had at least for April plus more coming in.
Okay.
Can you remind folks, just kind of put it out there, what they should come in and talk to you about? If they're
We do
considering.
put articles in the paper.
And I'll put it out on our Facebook page that if you're going to do any type of project, you're better off to come and ask. And have us say, no, you don't need a permit, than have to come in and get for one after you get going.
Can you elaborate what type of projects they should think about?
Any type of structural work. Even if you have a home and you're replacing the windows, you need to have a for that. If you don't have a fence and you're building a fence, you have to have one. Roofing, you have to have one. a new
Sheds.
addition to a home,
Decks,
deck,
Sheds,
sheds on certain sides, we got,
yeah.
cement, like pouring
Pouring
cement
cement.
and kind.
Did we add that? Cause that didn't used to be something you had to get a permit for.
Cement?
Mm-hmm.
It's been here since I've been here.
Okay. It's been a while since I've done cement by
no,
itself.
I would just say if there's somebody out there who's contemplating some type of work on their residence to come and ask about it, and Tom and the staff here will walk you through it just to make sure.
Thank you.
Well, and I would encourage people to check flood zones. Because there's some weird ones in town and. Flood violations aren't fun for anybody.
No. I did not get an update from Jan, and I'll get one, so we're caught up by next meeting as well.
Did you say from Jen?
Jen Scott, on
Yeah.
this criminal side, civil side, Kate and I are meeting on Monday the 1st. One of the reasons I'm not going to Bozeman is we have mediation scheduled for 3 days that week.
Do we have Mike's? Yeah.
Mike's report
Give an email.
Yeah.
is here.
Yep.
Wastewater remains low and sample analyses are good. Did notice a significant drop of influent flow consistent with groundwater pumping associated with the water system. So as they're pumping water out of the ground, we're getting less water out there, which
Weird.
indicates there could be sewer issues in certain areas. So at least that would be my synopsis of it.
So like
Or
in the
not.
southwest corner where they're pumping water out,
Yeah.
it's quite a bit of water too.
Yeah.
I'm,
They're beginning the annual cleaning of the entire wastewater collection system, and they're gonna do some integration work for the influent lift station. As they discovered a design flaw in the system, and the lift station has two independent computer modules that are not they're not working together nicely. So they're working on that.
at the lift station?
Yep. Water tests have all come back on the waters, on the delivery side, water meter installation has slowed significantly, we knew that. Tom, I don't think they had all the parts in yet, correct?
I was just gonna ask.
They have meters, pits,
I think we have the majority of it.
okay. They are working on constructing the lead and copper line inventory, which is a requirement for the state, we have to have. Are you in on that? Okay.
Or should I say we have the majority of the parts here, but a third of the meters installed.
Okay, thank you.
Location.
Construction of the water mains has begun. So far, everything's gone very well. And dealing with those guys at Prospects has been very nice. Water audit for March, we pumped 6.6 million. Metered 2.6 million for a 61% loss. We've been pretty static at 61% the last 3 months. Weather permitting, they'll start patching the potholes. I'm betting weather's not permitting as I look outside. Chip sealing this summer will occur in the southwest part of the town after the water project is concluded. Compost and mulch are available to show residents for free, and both are piled on the northwest side of the weather meter. You can come get it as you want. For small loads, if you want a big load, let us know. We'll try and find somebody over there during a work day to lift it up and get it for you. Water shutoffs, water meters, water sampling, wastewater, garbage collection, tree trimming, line locations, and everything else have been keeping everybody busy, along with some mechanical repairs. I gotta say, happy with the way those guys are doing things.
Do we have any idea if they're gonna look at creek clean? We talked about that.
They are, but I don't know when.
Okay, I know they have to go through, was it FWP?
Yeah,
To
we're
talk about
supposed to, yeah.
Okay.
There's a letter here from DEQ, compliance evaluation for the city of Choteau. They had 5 findings. There's no additional information at this time. He wanted to thank Mike and Levi for their time and cooperation. This is from Dan Freeland, who's a compliance specialist and inspector for Water Quality Division, the Montana Department of Environmental Quality. So again, there's nothing that creeps out at us that stands out. So. I know from the water side that they have found a couple of breaks, one over by the church, one back over here, one up on the northwest side of town by Betchers. Are you aware of any more? Okay, I figured you'd be in on them. Mike normally calls you.
I've heard about them, but
Okay. Councilman Roger, what do you got for us?
Nothing really. Yeah,
Another day in paradise? Another
Well,
2 weeks in paradise?
just learning the spring duties of my new job, and that's keeping me pretty busy. So,
Councilman D,
Um,
from the many hats you wear.
yeah. Today, we are looking at, the chamber is looking at, looking for grand marshal suggestions and theme suggestions for 4th of July this year. You can email them to chotochamber@gmail.com, get a hold of Brian or anyone on the board, me, Tammy, Charlie Yeager, Wendy Hammond, etc. I don't think I missed anyone that time.
Lions Club, I did not win a gunner.
Didn't win a gunner trip, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Just checking.
And I didn't get to pull.
Thank you. Thank you.
I talked to, gotta think of his name,
Al?
not Al, he's the one that he's a doctor, I think, isn't he?
Gary?
Gary. He's gonna bring in some Lions Club calendars and he wants me to like give them out to new residents.
Yeah, so we're gonna do here and who's the other one? Someone else who deals with new
Well, I
residents.
was gonna tell them too, I said they didn't have addresses for everybody, but if they just wanted to come pick up the one they already ordered from here too.
No, we have to collect payments with them.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
no,
then-
that's a good idea, but we do have to collect payments with, but no, we're gonna try and use them to let people know who are new to the community that exists. So
Right.
thank you for
and they've got
doing that.
most businesses.
And it has a bunch of businesses and cell phone numbers for businesses that don't otherwise exist.
Actually, got my name on it, so.
There you go.
I know about that, huh?
Yeah,
From your inch.
I think that's off the top of my head of everything that's going on.
Next chamber meeting?
First one, their second Wednesday of May, whatever Wednesday that is.
Councilman Howard, how's life in the plumbing world?
Terrible.
Crappy.
All downhill.
It's crazy, it's booming, there's not enough plumbers in the area, so. We're turning away new work and service work we cannot keep up. So,
Yeah.
apologize to the community, but I can only do so much.
Yep, I hear you.
When the weather does turn, farmers will be going crazy, there will be fires, there will
We
be
had one on Sunday.
escapes, yeah, that was minor, but.
We had the chimney fire last week.
Yeah, I don't know, it's crazy.
It is. I had the pleasure today to address 26 first graders up at Choteau Elementary, and as they were undergoing their patriotism little part of their studies, and we talked about being the mayor, what the mayor does, what the city council does, and talked about how those 26 first graders are kind of their own little community. And they want to know what kind of rules the city had, and are they like, there to protect the citizens the way the rules are at the school from doing things like bullying and stuff like that. It was 30 minutes and it went by in the blink of an eye. Those
Cool.
kids were amazing, and I hopped in the store tonight to grab some chicken for dinner, and one of the first graders in there came up and gave me a hug and said, "Hi, Mr. Mayor," so it was all worth it. And I gotta say, I was nervous. I've addressed.
That class is tough.
Well,
They'll tell you what they think.
I've talked to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and I was more nervous to go see 26 first graders in Choteau than I was to do that in Washington DC. I've been active on our Facebook page out there, and Choteau is one of 127 communities that are members of the Montana Leagues and Cities and Towns. And there are issues that are going on in Helena that I believe would be detrimental, and we believe as an entity would be detrimental to our city in taking away our opportunity to try and control growth and see what's going on and make sure that things are done properly. And I know that not everybody out there believes the same way that I do or we do as an entity, but nonetheless, I think it's important for folks to understand if we're gonna live in a town where we do have roads, we do have running water, we do have sewer systems that go 24/7 when others don't have that. And things like that, that we should be expected to have to live by a certain modicum of rules. And there are folks out there that live within the community that don't want to do that, and I get it. But I have to say from the bottom of my heart, the county has 0 zoning restrictions. So If you don't want to follow the rules or don't think you can follow the rules, the county is always an option to go out there and live where you can do whatever you want. But anything that we've advocated against is something that could take place in Choteau still. We have ordinances and variances in place that would allow some of these things to do. It would just require a little few more hoops to jump through than that.
We decide.
Yeah, but we get to decide locally what happens and not Helena. And the bills that are out there right now are really designed to affect 8 communities. The Big 7 and Belgrade. And again, what fits Belgrade, what fits Missoula, what fits Kalispell, what fits Bozeman, what fits Great Falls, Helena, may not fit Choteau. And likewise, what fits for us may not fit for those Big 7. So understand that in the grand scheme of things, we at the Leagues of Cities and Towns are trying to do best for all communities. If it were to ever become an urban-rural battle, we would lose. There's no doubt about it. We would lose.
Even if all 119 communities got together.
Yeah, even if the
So-
119 small went against the 8, we would lose. And so it is nice to know that they have our backs. In our last meeting, one of the communities, one of the Big 7 said, this is going to have zero effect on us, but it's going to affect Belgrade. And it's going to affect Whitefish. And therefore, we're against it. Because the day will come where we all need to stand up and do that. So
Chris, who were your Big 7, Kalispell, Great Falls, Helena, Missoula, Billings, Bozeman? Who am I missing?
top 7,
You,
You said
You.
that.
Butte, and then 8 would be
Belgrade.
Belgrade, yeah. I can't forget Butte because JP Gallagher's the chief executive there. He was this coach here and talks, and yeah, so sorry, JP, no offense, didn't mean to forget Butte.
so when do we start calling it Bozegrade?
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not gonna do that.
Sprawling.
Yeah, other than that, you guys, it's been day-to-day business. Kudos to Shauna, Jody, Tom for keeping things rolling here. Mike has been picking them up and putting them down as fast as they can. I know they're working on their rollers and getting stuff ready. So when Mother Nature does comply, we can get out there and get a little bit more done. I have not heard when they're gonna put the truck up for sale yet, but I know it's going up for sale. The new truck is here, very nice. Only had 51,000 miles on it. It was a Bureau of Reclamation vehicle that came from, I think he said Miles City, somewhere out
A
there.
little bit nicer than that dump truck.
Yeah, so no doubt about that, but we're trucking along and I thank people of the community of Choteau for, being there for us and going from there. So if we got nothing else, Rich, you got anything for us?
Just that Councilman D put the July 2nd car show on the internet. And me and Mel from the Acantha figured out a little flyer that I'm gonna distribute out, so the internet works a lot better than the hand delivery of the flyers.
Yes, it does.
This
Pretty
weekend, the
effective around
car
here,
show, and I'll have the flyers down there.
Perfect.
Kudos to today and Dylan Isaacson for the crew that put together the thing on Saturday. Matt
Yeah.
Peters thing Saturday night. Holy smokes, what a
Standing
turnout.
room only,
Yeah,
Yeah, I tried to bid on some stuff. I couldn't do this yet.
right?
I heard that they sold $20,000 worth of raffle tickets for a pig. Now you talk about price of bacon. Nope,
Mm-mm.
okay.
32,000.
Just for the pig or for everything.
Two bigs.
Yeah, see, that's spending bacon, and I like bacon.
Yeah.
So,
Are we having a track meet this weekend? Lauren?
I've been told that we're not.
It's supposed to go and a bit.
Just put on your
Yeah.
cleats, it'll be fine.
Time you should, we can't, practice next day canceled, but
and to be honest with you, I'm trying to keep all that school stuff updated on our
can.
Facebook posts in the morning, and I had no
Like, I didn't
idea.
know softball was canceled today.
Yeah, and so I didn't
Well,
know.
because
golf-
softball wasn't canceled until the girls were already on their way to Conrad.
Yeah, I didn't know
Oh,
that golf had been changed, so
That's all.
I guess my question would be, do I put it out there? Even if it's wrong, let somebody correct it on the post, or just stop doing it?
Out there unless you can verify that's right. Which
Correct.
means call to John Shepherd every morning before you post.
I have no heartburn in doing that.
If you can do that, then I think you can ensure its accuracy, but
Okay.
my advice as an information purveyor would be
Get your source right
don't
first.
put down.
Trust but verify.
Mhm.
Gotcha, and I can do that. I have Mr. Shepherd's number in my phone. So with that, we've got nothing. We will adjourn until May 2, 5:30. Be
Thanks, Sarah.
safe out there in the weather, you guys. Thanks all.